and commit a robbery. So those officers, as we had officers responding to the bomb threat, and we also had other officers responding to various banks throughout the city to conduct safety checks to ensure that those banks weren't being targeted for robbery. At approximately 10:52 a.m., our dispatch center received a report of shots fired and an officer down. This was as a result of the officer who responded to the California Bank and Trust, where upon entering into the parking lot, as he was driving through that parking lot to safety check that bank, he immediately encountered a suspect who was on foot, armed with an assault rifle, something similar to an AK-47. That individual immediately opened up, began firing at the officer's patrol car, striking the patrol car several times. The officer was essentially also shot during that exchange, but was able to drive out of that threat zone and was able to drive to a hospital, which was fortunately a short distance away. So with the resources of the FBI and many of our other local jurisdictions, we're continuing to investigate this case. This suspect is still outstanding, and so we're grateful for you all being here today so we can continue to publicize this case and ask for the public's assistance as we continue to seek out clues and new information that will help us apprehend this individual. So, as I said, at the time that this crime occurred, we weren't sure whether the bomb threat and the robbery were related or unrelated. Our officers suspected that it might be a ruse, but we weren't, at the time, we weren't certain whether it was or was not. At this point, our investigators are fairly certain that it was a ruse, that the person who called in that bomb threat was likely either the suspect or one of his accomplices. We eventually, obviously, our officers did go to Edison, and there was the place where the bomb threat was called in, and there was no threat there, so that was a false lead. Some of the new information that we wanted to share with you today was the call that came in. So our dispatch center, as I said, received a call from an anonymous male who we believe is either the suspect or an accomplice. And we wanted to share that recording with you. We'll play it for you. You'll be able to hear it, and we'll also make copies available to you. Our PIO will send those copies to you. If she does not have you on her contact list, you can contact her afterwards, and she'll make sure that she sends you a copy of that. So what I'd like to do at this point is ask Angela Robles to play that 911 bomb threat.
911 emergency, what are you reporting? I'm sorry? Yes, it is.
Okay, I have a bomb threat, and there's one at the School Street Center in Chicago, New Jersey. There's a bomb in the school.
And where is it at?
It's a little hard to hear. It's audio coming out. You might be able to hear it more clearly as you get the audio file yourselves and able to listen to it. But essentially, what this individual is doing is calling dispatch and saying there's a bomb threat. He's telling us where it's at. And again, we believe that he's doing that to lure our officers away from this particular bank. So as you can see here, most of this you have also already had access to. Of course, this is the picture of the suspect that was taken by the bank surveillance cameras. As you see, he's holding some sort of assault rifle. Looks like an AK-47 style weapon. He's wearing a ski mask, and he's also wearing some sort of body armor. So we would like the public to take a look at this. This isn't things that people would typically have at their homes. So if somebody viewing today is able to notice that someone they know has any articles such as this, a ski mask, this sort of a rifle, a ballistic vest, or as clothing that would match this description, we would appreciate them calling us. As we've talked about before, the suspect is a white male. He's 25 to 40 years old. He's about 5'9" to 6 foot. He's got a stocky build. He's approximately 180 to 230 pounds, and he has blue eyes. His clothing at the time of the robbery, as I've said, he's wearing a black ski mask, a navy blue body armor, black short sleeve collared shirt, light blue jeans, black gloves, and he was wearing sneakers with light brown sneakers, possibly a Van style sneaker. The only other comment I would make about the weapon that he's carrying is it had a drum type magazine. So frequently with these sorts of assault rifles, you'll see a banana clip or something similar to that. In this case, this is a little more distinctive than what you typically see on these sorts of rifles, and the magazine clip is actually in a drum shape. So that might be an additional clue if people know anyone with a weapon with a clip similar to that. The suspect vehicle description, as we reported before, is a 2009 to 2011 Nissan Maxima. It's gray in color. It's got tinted windows. It's got stock chrome rims. Initially, witnesses are talking about that it had an Arizona plate on the front of it. You know, we would assume that that plate has been changed up to this point. So I wouldn't put a lot of credence in the fact that this vehicle would still have that sort of plate on it, but witnesses reported at the time of the robbery it did have an Arizona plate. And the only other information about the vehicle was that it's a factory chrome package. And what that means is that it has more chrome on it than other Maximas of this style. In particular, this vehicle would have chrome door handles. So that would make it unique as opposed to other Maximas. So this vehicle would have chrome door handles, which would be distinct. I'd like to especially thank the relationship that we, to acknowledge the relationship that we have with the FBI. We have over the years developed a very close cooperative working relationship with the FBI in a variety of different things. And of course, bank robberies are under the venue purview, I should say, of the FBI. And in this case, they quickly came in, they quickly provided us with a whole host of resources. And I'd like to introduce Supervisory Special Agent Don Roberts from the FBI's Riverside office to make a few comments about this case.
Thank you, Chief. Again, it's Supervisory Special Agent Don Roberts from the FBI in Riverside. I would like to start by commending the men and women of the Chino Police Department, both in the officer ranks and the professional support personnel. The actions 1 week ago today on the 29th were nothing short of heroic. We're lucky that this officer is still alive, and it's due in no short part to the actions from the officer on the street, to the dispatchers, secretaries, detectives, everybody. Those officers were out in force, met the officer at the hospital, and for not for their actions, that officer could be dead today. We'll be talking about something else. So I want to make that clear that a lot of just phenomenal police work that's been done in the last week, particularly on that day. Like the Chief said, the FBI in Riverside has a close relationship with the Chino PD. We responded to the scene as we do all bank robberies on that day and provided whatever resources we could, in addition to all the other allied agencies from other neighboring local jurisdictions, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, California Highway Patrol, just to mention a few. But we're here today, obviously we want to keep this in the public eye. We are here to solicit the public's help. That's what we're here for. We do not know the identity of the bank robber. And so we want to get this image out, not just in the Chino area, but throughout Southern California, throughout the state, through other states. And that's kind of why the FBI is here, because we have, as you know, agents everywhere throughout the world. And we will pursue every lead, no matter where it is, alongside the Chino PD until we track this criminal down. This case is particularly significant because anyone that will rob a bank, it's bad enough, but when you shoot a police officer who's just trying to do his job and fire rounds through a community like Chino, where not only the police officer could have been killed, but anyone, any one of us walking through, bank employees, other bank customers, school children, anybody could have been killed that day. So we're very lucky that we didn't suffer any additional casualties. So we want to get these images out and highlight some of the things. You know, these are very good quality images. Now, I wish we could say that we could get a look at his face and know who he was, but we can't say that today. But I'm confident that someone that knows this person will recognize these photos, from the clothing worn just to the way he stands to the weapon. Like the chief said, this isn't the kind of gun that everybody has in their closet at home, thankfully. So there's somebody out there that knows someone who has a weapon like this, who may have body armor, who may have sneakers like that, who may drive a car like that, a late model, dark gray Nissan Maxima with a chrome package, which may or may not have Arizona plates. Coupled with that, as you just heard, the voice, the audio recording, which we're confident is the bank robber. We'll release that to you, anybody that wants it, so hopefully we can get that audio recording. There's a lot of information to go on here, and we're prepared to follow up on every piece of it. And in connection with soliciting the tip, we're announcing a cash reward of up to $20,000 for information leading to the arrest of this person. And we are publicizing that not only here today, but through FBI.gov. There's a link to the press release and photos like you see here in front of you on FBI.gov. We'll be getting the word out throughout the country about this, but we wanted to share it with you here first. And we would ask that anybody with information about the bank robber, no matter how insignificant it may seem, please pass it on to us so that we can follow up with it. Because someone who may think something is insignificant may be significant, coupled with other information that we receive. So we'd like you to call the Chino Police Department, your nearest FBI office, or 911, and pass that information. There are investigators and special agents standing by waiting to follow up on these tips. Thank you.
And I would like to comment on something Special Agent Supervisor Agent Roberts mentioned. There was a lot of people involved in the initial response and subsequent investigation of this crime. It takes a lot of really highly skilled, qualified, and creative individuals to work cases that are complicated like this. This individual obviously took some time to plan this event. He must have had some familiarity with our community, with this particular bank. So in order to track these sorts of people down, it's not your common criminal doing a beer run. These sorts of individuals take some time to plan these things. So I want to compliment all of our employees. I see so many of them out in the audience today that have had various involvements in this case, all the way from frontline officers who responded either to the bomb threat or to the initial bank robbery, to those who have took the calls. We've got dispatchers in here that took the calls. We've got records clerks that at some point took a lot of the calls and the information that was coming in afterwards. We have detectives, crime analysts, members of our special enforcement team. So I just wanted to say how proud I am of the Chino Police Department and the officers that we have here. And I think it's particularly noteworthy that our officers were innovative, that they detected that there was likely a ruse going on. This bomb threat was probably not actually a bomb threat, and took the appropriate action to keep our citizens and our business community safe. So in closing, I want to make a commitment to the fact that our department is not going to rest. We're going to use all of our resources. We're going to use all of our partnerships in order to hunt this individual down. So we're asking for the public's assistance. All this information that's available here, there's somebody out there watching that this means something to. Even if you're not 100% certain, please give us a call. Our phone number is area code 909-628-1234. And again, any leads that you might have, even if you're not 100% certain, please give us a call. That concludes my remarks. The agent and I would